How to tackle basic shapes like the one you see here with different methods using Blender. We will see the difference between each method and the best one to go with. This model is from the free side of the kit library if you have that, but it's not that important. What we need is a surface or a shape. A simple plane can do fine. And let's make some cuts on it with right-click subdivide in edit mode. You can turn on the wireframe in solid mode from the viewport overlays, and let's make 2 extra copies so we don't have to re-add the plane later and hide the new copies for now. The first method we have is the most basic one, shapes with Boolean cuts. Very basic if you're new to Blender. You add a cylinder on one point of this surface. You copy the cylinder around using array or normal Shift-D copy up until you have the grid you want. So wherever there's a cylinder, there'll be a hole. Then we go to the real problem here, which is the size difference. Some need to be big, while others small. And for that, the simple thing is proportional editing. Basic tool to achieve this result. So apply the array first if you used it in the copy process, and select the one object resulted from the array containing all the cylinders. Then in edit mode, hit A to select all, and hit P to separate by loose parts. This way, each cylinder will be a separate object. After that, select all the cylinders, go to the Object menu, and set Origin to Geometry, so every object pivot is on its mass. Now from the top, make it drop. Turn on the proportional editing, then pick cylinder and hit S to scale it while affecting the other ones with the proportional editing effect radius, which if you don't see it, either zoom back or scroll with your mouse so it gets smaller. Just pay attention that we're scaling in object mode and that the proportional editing won't run until you start a transformation like move or scale, so don't try to look for this effect circle without any operation running. The thing we need is kinda there, yet it distort the other cylinders cause it's scaling all from the center object, and fixing that is easy. Just change the pivot transform to individual origins, and it should scale each object based on its pivot, which is why we did the set origin to geometry thing. Now we're getting the result needed. It's just a matter, baby, so you can scale them all down to a really small size before you turn on the proportional editing. Then you go with the thing we did here to get the cylinders fading out near the corners. Once we're done, we can select all the cylinders. Hit Ctrl-J to make them back into one object, or put them in a collection if you want, so that we can add a Boolean to the plane and assign the cylinders there to make the holes. Super easy, might take some time at first, but the idea is simple and can give you quite the good result. However, it's destructive. With Boolean, once you apply it, it's one-way road. So let's see your next option. With the plane we had at the start, I will go into edit mode, select all faces, then hit the I key twice for individual faces inset. With those faces from the inset still selected, go to Data to add a vertex group with the plus icon and hit Assign. Now we can delete those faces, thus having holes, but we lost the vertices selections, so use the vertex group we made to select them back, cause with simply scaling those faces on individual origins, we can close them or open them wide, so we need to just control which faces close and which stay open. And that's easy. You see, under the vertex group, you have something called Shape Keys, where if you select the plane in object mode, then hit the plus icon in the Shape Keys twice, you will add a basis and a key one. Leave the basis aside, and with the key one, you can enter edit mode in the plane. Make any changes, like the face scaling on 0 so it's all closed. Then once you exit edit mode, it will be back to the original status before you make the changes. Yet, you have a value to change the object from before to after the changes, so from open to close. We also have the vertex group field, so you can assign the same group we made before. Then we will use weight paint to easily draw on the shape where it closes and where it stays open. Weight paint define colors from cold blue to hot red. You can go to weight and reset or set the weight on one tune, making it all red. Then we can change the weight to 0, change the type to radial gradient, and draw on it to get the effect you want. A simple subsurface modifier will make those cuts round, and you can at any time go back to the weight paint mode and change the drawing there or invert it. Do whatever you like, which is much more editable from the proportional editing method, and it's the one I use most the time. Yet there's still a more free style than this one, and that's with geometry nodes. The geometry node method is quite similar to the shape key ones. You select the plane, then add a new geometry node to it. So hit the new button, a group input and output will appear, and we will go like before to achieve an inset first. That can be done with 2 nodes. One is the extrude node set on 0 offset scale value, and the other is the scale elements node, which at first, if you play with its scale, it will affect the entire mesh. But with simply connecting the top plug from the extrude mesh to the selection one in the scale elements, you will get an inset like before, but it's still not holes yet. So we need to delete it with a delete geometry node. And you also need to plug the top from the extrude node to the delete selection. Then make the delete node on faces rather than points to control the gaps. We control this scale value using first a color ramp. Just add it and connect its color to the scale. We will also add an empty in the scene and drag it from the layers to the geometry node side. A position node is needed for all elements in the scene and a vector math node on distance. So it calculate based on the empty, near the empty. You have it open and it close far from it. If it's flipped, just switch the colors in the ramp. This method is easy to do and reuse in any project once you add it to your library if you have one. You can use a subsurface node to make the cuts round. Might get slow on the newer version from this new limited surface option, so turn it off and it should run smoothly. That's it. Hope this been fun. Like and sub for more dope and see you next time. Stay sharp. Goodbye.